All right, and we're back. Never too shy. I think we had like a little meltdown like 3 seconds ago. I don't know what happened, but we got it on camera, right?
We did.
We did. I don't know, like
I heard something beep.
same.
Okay.
Dati was trying to like tell us something. I don't even know what she was trying to say
I don't
about
even know
about something about hosting here and there, and
She said that somebody asked her that we should do more events or something.
Oh,
like that.
yeah, no, I was saying that like somebody was like, "Oh, you guys gonna have another event?" And I was just like, "Oh, hold on."
Well, yes. So shout out. First of all, hi, never too shy. Paulina here.
Tatiana.
And that's her.
Yes, we are never too shy. We are back. Producer Marco in the building over there.
Sure.
Sipping on his coffee. Yeah, no, we just came fresh off of our launch party, kind of like our intro to the world party. So first and foremost, we're going on our thank you tour. But before we do, we actually want to thank you, Nestor, because you held it down. You let us use your spot. So shout out to you and your brothers and everybody involved for letting us do that. We were just talking about this. Hosting is no joke.
It isn't.
I don't like hosting, guys.
Me either.
I'm gonna be honest with you. But why?
It depends. I love it.
You love hosting?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like leading up to it, but like the actual hosting itself, I like it.
I just think the type of person that I am, like, it's hard for me to work in a team. Like, that's a big thing for me. When hosting or putting an event together, like, it's so hard for me to work in a team because if I work by myself, at least, like, I know that if something goes wrong, then I fucking can be mad at myself or I can hold myself accountable. But when you have a team, like for example, our event, like, it was like I was part of two different teams. You know what I mean? Like, I was part of this team and then the team, the collective that I'm part of.
Yes.
And so for me, the type of person that I am, it's like I start feeling like why is everybody above me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though people are doing stuff, like people are doing stuff, but in the moment, that's how you feel. Like when you're hosting, like you feel like all this pressure, and then you're thinking about every single little thing. Yeah. We got like for this event, I got our windows redone, and so it was just a lot going on. It was a lot going on
to prepare up
to the event, and so it's you have a lot of stuff that you're doing before the event, during the event, after the event, and so those are all things that I'm thinking about.
And we pulled it off quick. It was like 2 weeks.
I think less almost, but
it was a little less than 2 weeks. Like we officially posted the flyer the week of.
That's crazy. We pulled that off.
We
did
that, y'all.
It was fun. It was a nice turnout. It was fun. Yeah, no, I'm not a hosting kind of lady anymore either. I used to be. Like, I used to love it and just like put me in coach. Like, I'm gonna throw events in here and I like it, and I still kind of do. But I think I'm at that age or just at that point in my life where I'm like you said, like I just would rather like because the team. I get it, because if one person kind of fucks up, then that kind of changes the dynamic, you know what I mean? And it's no one's fault, but like things can go wrong, which goes for at any. If I'm throwing my own event, let's just say it's just me, myself, and I. Things can go wrong, but then when you have like a collective of people and just a group of people, man, I don't know.
I'm very much like project manager. So like when I'm gonna host, I'm like, you're in charge of this, you're in charge of this, you have to oversee this, and I'm gonna oversee you that things get done. Yeah, I'm very project manager.
And then with this specific thing, like I was telling my brother, we did get offer to host our event with, I don't think, did we mention that to you? Yeah, we did mention it to you, but we got offered to do our podcast party at a different location. And because I was trying to think of our place over there, because obviously like it's, you know, it's our place of business, we want to promote that. I wanted to have it there, and I'm like, oh my god, I shouldn't have opened my mouth. We should have just had it over there.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't have had to clean, I wouldn't have had to do any other of these other things. And yeah, so but I put my 2 cents and then I got myself involved, but everything turned out good.
Turned out amazing.
It was great. It was a lot of fun.
So thank you everybody for coming out. Thank you to our sponsors again, our dancers. We had a drag queen show up.
Yeah, out of nowhere, right? My friend pulled up and I told him, like, you want to do a show? And he
Love
said,
it.
yeah.
I mean, she was dressed, ready to go. I
Uh-huh.
loved it.
And like I said, it's a collective of who we are, our worlds in one spot. And hopefully people, like a lot of your friends are there, a lot of my friends are there, right? They didn't know you guys, and so this was their way of like seeing who you were. Because obviously they're going to support me because they know me. But it's not about me, it's about us. So it's like that was an opportunity for them to be like, oh, that's who Nestor is. Oh, this is Nestor's spot. Oh, Paulina does that. That's her voice on the radio. So I think that was a really cool aspect of it, almost like a wedding. You know, you
Yeah.
bring families together. That was like our wedding.
We got married.
We all got married.
Oh, come on, throuple.
I know.
No, I'm in another throuple. I can't say that.
Are
What do you
you?
No,
mean?
not literally. Not literally.
Oh.
It's a joke. She was there, my work bestie. So her and her boyfriend, they're practically like married. But
Which ones were they?
he wasn't there. She was there. There was so many people. I don't
Oh,
think you're
you're
gonna
not
remember
gonna
her. She was
remember.
one
I
of the
know.
white girls.
I remember
her.
everything.
One of the white girls.
Anything that happens in our location,
Well, one of the
pay
white girls.
attention.
But anyway, so
Shit.
her boyfriend and I joked that we're a throuple, just as a joke, because she's always on the phone with me, always talking to me, always with me at work and outside.
Yeah.
That it's like I'm her like work wife.
Nice. That's
So we're a throuple. Shout out to the
I
throuple.
love it. Well, I love that we were able to, like you said, bring these worlds together. Hopefully, we could do it again soon.
Yes.
Or just kind of same concept, just maybe a little bit different execution in the sense of
For
like
sure.
we're not gonna throw it on Nestor again, which I know you don't mind, but
Yeah.
and we appreciate you because you held it down. You
Yeah,
got the signs and all that made too, and then we all came together, really made
Yeah.
it happen. It was a great effort
Yes.
on our team. Awesome. So let's do our affirmation words, phrases, sentences. Nestor, can I start with you?
Yeah. So something happened this weekend.
Tell me.
He always looks so
I
stressed.
I know.
I kind of told you, right?
Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah.
did, you
So
did,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna. How can I say that? I'm gonna say it without like being negative about the whole situation,
Okay.
which is actually what I got from it. So my affirmation or phrase or whatever would be, things don't happen to you, but they happen for you.
Mm.
So there's a lot of times we get ourselves into situations or things happen, and we right away you want to victimize yourself,
Mm.
and so
Okay.
you, because it's personal, like when shit happens to you, it's happening to you, know. So
Yes.
you feel it, you feel it in every way. And so basically what happened was that I went out one of these days to a local bar, and this fucking guy had the audacity, who knows me, because I was wearing shorts, to pull down my pants. Yes. So he had the audacity to pull down my pants. And so when the security came, I had already thrown my drink at them. And then the security came, and then I was still so mad, and I punched him. And I was in, all of this transpired when I was having fun. Legitimately,
I was not ready for this.
yeah, legitimately, like I was, I was having fun after this whole weekend. The Friday was our event, and Saturday was my brother's event, and so I went to go have fun. I met up some friends, and it was cute until that happened, and then I got the security guard got mad at me for punching the guy when he said not to get into a fight, and I'm like, in the moment, and then he said, for doing that you're banned. They took me out. So the reason why I was so upset was because I'm like, okay, you're gonna punish me for something that I did in your establishment, and I get that. I get
You're taking accountability for your part.
I take accountability for the part of me doing that inside of somebody's establishment. But at the end of the day, there's a bigger picture to this. The bigger picture is that if I was a girl and her skirt would have gone down, what would have happened? If somebody had done that to the security and pulled down his pants, what would have happened? It wouldn't have been the same way. Now you have, and this is, I'm not trying to play like the gay boy card, or I'm not trying to play whatever that card, but I'm just saying, like, as a human, you disrespected me. And then what I mean about things don't happen to you, they happen for you, is because this happened to me specifically at an establishment, and they're really cool here. They're really cool at this establishment. We were able to clear everything up, so I want to say that. But reality is that there's moments where people don't know how to treat certain types of people in their establishments, and you need to be educated on that. You need to be, not just you as a business owner, whoever owns the location, but your team.
Yeah, that's a representation
Yeah,
of you.
your
in the
team. Like,
establishment.
how would
Definitely.
you have handled that if it was a girl? How would you have handled it if it was
Right.
somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Like, you would have handled things a whole differently. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I've realized that I'm gonna be in situations where things happen to me, but not really to me, but for me, so
Right.
that I can bring light to certain situations.
Bring awareness.
Yes, and so I do want to say that the owner, I talked to the owner the day after. He apologized. He didn't try to justify anything,
Good.
and I love that they did that. But I was really upset. I called Paulina
I
and
bet.
I was crying. I was crying. I'm not
It-
gonna lie. It was one of those things that you're not crying because
You're sad. You're angry. You're,
you're
hurt.
just
You're
mad.
just enraged.
You're just mad because it's
Yeah.
like I want to do something
As you
crazy.
should. As you should.
Yeah.
First, I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Mhm.
But second, if you don't mind me asking, what led to somebody just pulling down your pants? Like,
You know what
How,
it-
how did it get there?
You know what it is, and this is something that this is something that my one of my friends, because called a lot of my friends that day, and my friend said people, I don't know why, but they feel very comfortable around you to doing things that they shouldn't do. You know, like this is what I told my little brother this. I'm like, you're my little brother, but you still have to understand this, that I'm a business owner, that I'm somebody, I'm a person for before anything, right? So you treat people because they're people. You treat them the right way because they're people. But also beyond that, also like, dude, if I don't want to do business with you because of the way you're talking to me, this is my own brother that I've talked to.
Mhm.
If you say something disrespectful where it offends like me being part of a community and being me who I am as a person, I could fucking just stop doing business with you.
Right.
And this is the thing, I don't know what, sometimes where, you know, I befriend people, you know, I'm very social and stuff like that, but sometimes people think it's okay to talk to me like that until I have to put my foot down. But a lot of the times I feel like it falls on me and it falls on all of us to be able to put boundaries. And again, and this is what I told the owner of this establishment, I don't claim to be the perfect person. And I want to say that I don't claim to be the perfect person because I've made a lot of mistakes and I'm going to continue to make mistakes. And this is what I told him. I'm not about the canceling culture and none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if I'm talking to you and I'm trying to bring light to this fucking topic, what happened to me, to this situation, and you're just like brushing it
off.
like I ain't
Right.
shit, then I have a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because this happened to me today, but tomorrow it could happen to somebody in the community.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And this doesn't this isn't just like with the whole gay, like me being like bisexual. You know, not just that. I'm not trying to play that card because it's happened to me before. Remember that one time that I called you when I went to this bowling thing in downtown and they didn't want to accept my matricula.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes.
They didn't want to accept my matricula. So it's not just, again, it's not just because I'm bisexual or I'm gay or that card. It's just, again, to my point or my phrase is that things don't happen to you, but they happen for you, you know, and you're in those situations so that you can bring like awareness, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you're speaking up about it, and it's okay. I know you're saying like I don't want to play that card, and I understand what you're trying to say, but I also do feel like to bring light and awareness to something that needs to be kind of like told or educated to somebody, right?
Yeah.
Like the owner of said establishment may not just be as familiar with the situation of what happened, which you're telling them what happened, and then B, like you said, you know, like, well, you know, like in society's eyes, I'm a gay man, this happened to me, hence if I was a woman, like, you know, this would be handled differently, like, so I'm just trying to figure out like why I'm not being treated with that kind of you know, same respect or that kind of same, you know, the way that it would have been handled if it was a woman, let's just say.
Yeah. Oh, and it's because I just say women because typically in bars and clubs, like they handle situations different with women. But yeah, everyone deserves the same type of respect, and I'm glad that he apologized.
Right.
And there are people actually that go around like, and maybe we can bring him on like one of these weeks, you know, where we're filming.
I'd love to.
One of my friends, he goes around educating like different businesses on how to handle things, you know. And so yeah,
That's important. That's an important role, I feel.
yeah, very important, very needed,
very needed,
especially nowadays, you know.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Well, we're sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
And we're glad that
No,
it got
yeah,
cleared up.
again, I don't want to have like a whole, I don't want to
I
have
know you
that pity
don't.
party, but at the same time, like it's just something that was really upsetting. Like
Yeah,
it was crazy.
absolutely. Agreed.
Yeah.
Tati, what about you? Your word, phrase.
Shit, I gotta go after that.
It could be something light or even fun.
No, mine was I am confident in my intellectual capabilities. That was my phrase, affirmation. Just because I feel like this month is going by really fast, April, and this is the time where I am so busy, with school, work, dance, it's been crazy. And so I have one more class left for the semester in my PhD program. And yesterday I finished everything. It's not due till May 3rd or May whatever. It's not due for another 2 weeks. But I finished early yesterday and I'm just like, hell yeah. I'm that,
Yes.
So it's I stress myself out just because I'm like, oh my God, you're overwhelmed. You're freaking out. But it's sometimes I need to push the brakes and just be confident in my intellectual capabilities. You got it. Just give yourself time. You got it. Sit down and just give yourself the time to get whatever you need to get done. And I did that yesterday and I feel really good. So that's where I'm at. And I graded all my senior essays today. Oh,
nice.
Because research essays are something else.
Girl, how do you read that fast?
Right. Hello.
So yeah, I feel very happy with myself that I got a lot of productive stuff done.
I love that for you.
Oh, I love it for you.
Just to think about that stresses me out.
I know. I'm over here putting it all in my head, drawing a little map out how I would make that even work. But you do it, girl. I shout out.
Thank you.
Clap, clap.
How
snap,
about you,
snap.
Paulina?
Yes.
Oh, damn. You even
What's the
faced me
tea?
and everything. So kind of bouncing off of that as well, my phrase or my word affirmation would be rest. And that's very hard for me to even say because I kind of going off of what you said too, Nestor, where it's things don't happen to you, they happen for you. So I haven't told any of you guys here what happened after the event on Friday that we hosted for our podcast party. So I got a phone call, whatever. So I had walked out and then my friend was going to come meet me. But I was like, okay, I'll go meet my friend, whatever, because she couldn't come through. Whatever. Point is, she couldn't come. So I was like, cool, whatever. I'll come pick you up. I was in such a rush. It wasn't even just Friday. Tati looks scared
because I'm nervous. It's
just
you
a
guys
wild
are just,
story.
Holy cow! Okay,
I know
I'm ready.
It's been a week.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
I need my popcorn.
I know. I'm trying to set the scene here.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna set the scene too by saying that last week was fucking crazy, and this week is kind of just as crazy. But I'm realizing every week's gonna be crazy. I just need to learn how to better manage it, or just time management. I need to just get my shit together. Yeah. So I walk over to my car and I have a ticket and I was like, fuck, man. I was in Pilsen. But I was like, I paid for this. I literally sat there in my car and I even put on the app, I loaded money. I was like, no, this doesn't make sense.
Right.
But I was mad because that's what I do. So I just drove with it on. So I didn't even look at it till later. Okay. So that's the first thing. I was like, damn, I got a parking ticket. My assumption was it was a parking ticket. So I was like, cool, whatever. And then I drove home and I have an electric car. One thing about me is I charge it, but I don't have a thing set up in my house because that's not my forever home. So even though I should have still installed the, I don't know how to call it, but it's the fast charger. I guess you have to install this whole different thing. It's a whole different system for charging. I should have still done it, but I also don't know if I'm going to keep this car. So now I'm in that weird funk where I'm like, I could still get it tomorrow, but then I'm like, I'm not why do all of this and rewire my electricity if I'm not going to keep that house and or car? Right. The house we're going to move, but also the car I'm debating if I want to keep electric or go back to gas. Yeah. So my friends, family, God, everybody hates when I drive on low. But even when I had a gas car, I was always on fucking E.
You're that person.
I know my car. I know her.
Those people give me anxiety.
Yeah, I am her.
I'm that person too.
Even it's always me against
even though I don't own a car, but
situation.
I do that too.
Yes, I am sitting on E. It is me and God. We are driving home together.
Jesus, take the wheel, literally.
So literally take the wheel. So I saw that I had not a lot of miles, but I knew that also coming into the party. But I didn't want to do the whole thing where it's my fiance was at work, so I couldn't even take his car, and I could take my mom's car, and she's great about it. And she even told me too, because I actually took her car earlier. I had to go to Oak Park to meet my friend for his business thing, whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna borrow your car for an hour and a half, and she was totally fine with it. I should have just kept her car. She literally told me, like, I'm not going nowhere tonight.
Mama knows.
She knows. She knows.
Mama knows.
So I was like, no. And then by the time I like looked at my car as I was sitting in my vehicle going to this party we had, I was like, it would take me another 15, 20 minutes. I'll be even more late because I got to unload this car. I have the liquor in here. Then I have to go to my mom's house and switch. And I was like, fuck it. We're riding to Pilsen. I took the side streets and everything. Trust me, I know how my car and I, we work good together. So I was like, I'll take the side streets, cool, whatever. Got there fine. Life was great. Parked, it was great. Found the parking. It took a minute. Found the parking by said establishment, LOL, the one that you mentioned earlier. So I was like, cool, this is great. So then we're...
Girl, we're gonna tell you after.
Okay. I know. She's over here like,
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So then we're driving. I'm driving. So then I'm like, cool, whatever. Then I get the phone call after the like whatever. At our party, this is like a little bit later. So I'm walking, and then I was like, cool, I'll pick you up, whatever. And then I go into my car. That's on the tickets there. I don't look at it though. I think it's a parking ticket, even though I know I paid for my parking spot. So I was just on some mad shit. I'm like, no.
I'm mad.
I know. I was like, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna leave it in my window, like where it was. I just left it. So then I'm driving home, and I'm taking the side streets home again. So then I'm like, cool. I get to about 5 blocks before my house, and my car, when she dies, because she's died before, she does this thing where she goes on slow mode, and then she like, you can't even press the thing, like she just glides. I'm like, bitch, we're gliding on Archer. This isn't good. My house is still 5 blocks away. So we're gliding, and then I was like, I'm not going to leave a dead car on Archer. So I turned into a currency exchange where all the drug dealers go. So I was like, this is going to be fun. I turned, I parked, and I'm like sitting there, and I was like, there's that moment where I was like, what did I do to get here? And like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
it's like that movie where you start off and this is how I got. You're probably wondering how I got
It's more
here.
what didn't you do to get there?
What didn't I do? So I'm sitting there, and then I was like, all right, who am I calling? Like, my best friend's on a date. He would have still came, but I was like, it's still early. It was like 10 o'clock. So I actually called my mom, and she was like home. So she came, and I have Allstate towing, which I've used a couple of times. So I towed her, but I had to wait about 25 minutes, which wasn't bad. I waited like hours before, when it was like bad outside. But like, no. So the Allstate came, the tow truck came, my mom came. We saw a couple of drug deals go down. That was fun. we chatted. She wasn't that mad at me. She was annoyed, and I would be annoyed too if I'm sitting in a Friday night in a currency exchange. I'd be mad too. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then the fact that I had to get my car towed 5 blocks just makes me sick. Like, how embarrassing when the guy pulls up with a cigarette in his mouth, and I'm like, I'm 5 blocks away. Like, I'm so sorry.
I just couldn't leave her behind.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, I literally was looking around currency exchange. I'm like, is there an outlet? Because I'll fucking bring my plug here right now. Like, I'll let this shit sit all night. I don't care. But I was like, this is not cute. So then that happened. So then I went home, and I was just like, and I was in my sad girl era. I was like sad. I was like, man, it was like those moments where it's like, this could have been avoided, and maybe rest isn't the word, but there is a word. This could have been avoided if I just took
a step back.
Thank you. I will do everything and anything except the shit that needs to be done.
Same.
Everything and anything. I can do 100 things, and then I'll get to the thing that actually needs to be done, and that's important.
And we don't like to be told about those things.
No, we don't.
That's the thing.
I can't.
So like, don't fucking tell me shit.
I'm just.
Y'all a mess.
We are a mess.
Oh my god.
So then I was sad. I opened the ticket when I got home because I was done rebelling.
It wasn't a
No, it was,
ticket.
but again, because I'm not on top of my shit.
What was it?
It was for my expired city sticker.
I knew
I'm not city. I keep saying city.
Expired something.
Plate sticker.
I knew something expired.
I had that plate sticker
How
sitting
much
in
was
my
it?
car. A lot of money. Yes.
Wait,
They
so
get
you
you
just
in
show
the
you could
streets.
contest it and just show your ticket,
That's
right?
what everyone's telling me to do, and I was like, perfect. But my point is, if I wasn't so like, I gotta go here and do this and do that, everything's more important. If I just sat down, my fiance
Reset.
put his on because I ordered both of ours at the same time. It came with the same day. He put his on.
He's on it.
Yeah, well, I bought it I bought it. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, hey, our stickers are here. I was like, I don't know why I had mine in my glove compartment. So I was like, hey, when you have a chance, can you do that for me? Because I need it on there. He's like, yeah. He goes in the car. He goes, I can't find it. And I somehow smushed it under all the other shit. Because I told him it's on top. And you know when you're frustrated with somebody because they can't find it? You're like, fuck it.
I'll do it myself.
I'll do it myself. I was like, I'll do it myself. Just go away. Like, it's fine. So then I just forgot. Because everything else is more important, guys. Everything else happening is more important than me putting my fucking plate sticker that needs to be put on there. So then days went by. I didn't think twice. And then I got a ticket. I know. So I think the universe told me, like, sit your little ass down.
Take a step back.
And just stop. Like, take a step back. Like, you need to stop. Because I will do everything and anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you. Like, just, I don't know if it's like I kind of think it's almost, being busy, I truly think, is almost like a trauma response.
Yeah.
I think we have to feel like we're worthy because we're busy. And I will ride for that. I've always thought
I
that.
can see that. I can see
I
that.
saw it differently.
What do you mean?
Like for me, as a trauma response, I just think being busy doesn't allow you to think about things that would upset you.
Ooh.
That's how I look at it.
But isn't that a way to like
Cope,
Yeah.
heal.
Yeah.
Is it healing? I don't know.
I would say coping.
Well, you're
Cope.
forgetting when you're so busy. You're forgetting about
Yeah,
what
that's
you
how
need
I
to
am.
do.
You think it's like a form of like how do you call it? Like, you know, like when you're trying to forget something and like you get drunk, is it kind of like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's similar.
Yeah.
Like I just rather be busy, and then the busier I am, I don't have time to just sit and be alone in my thoughts and be sad about something.
Yeah, because sometimes when you're not busy, you are like, oh,
Yeah, for sure.
I always associate it with self-worth of like, okay, you're so busy, like it's because you're like your
I
worth
can
is
see
up
that.
here. That's where I've always
Oh.
been.
and a lot of
Never
cultures do
thought
that
about
too.
that.
Producer Marco, we
Um,
want to hear from you.
I've always just been busy, so
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think about it. I think it's not a trauma response for me. I think I agree with you, Paulina. That's kind of just like how you value yourself. Like if you feel that you're busy, you feel like you're doing the right thing, or you feel like you're always on track to what you're supposed to be doing. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, and I think like
Yeah.
also I associate being busy with like, I got people depending on me, so I gotta like be there for
Gotta
my
hustle.
people. I gotta hustle. I got kids, not literal kids, but
But like you said,
dancers, my students.
like
my
you said,
family.
life has a way to remind you and bring you back to where you are.
I
supposed
got
to be at.
humbled so fucking
Yeah.
hard.
I don't know if that's about being busy or that's just like a
Irresponsible?
Paulina
I
thing.
think that's a
No,
Paulina.
Because this is not the first time your car
no.
runs out of battery.
No, but it's not my
Well, yeah,
fault.
she needs to do that, but yeah, she needs to do that, but also for her specifically, if that's how you feel, like you're taking it, that's because that's what it is for you.
Sit your ass down.
Like shit'll speak to you about what it's supposed to speak to you specifically about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get a gas car so you can just stop and put gas instead of.
Obviously, because even if I go to like a fast charger, like you're still sitting there. People may not know this about electric cars, but like you're still sitting there for like X amount of minutes, whether it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Like you're still gotta sit there. Gas is boom. But, and this is why I always say I'm not trying to be a victim, like, and be like, oh, guys, what's happening to me? Like, I know that I don't charge. Well, that's not even true. I charge the car. But, like, when I try to explain to people who don't have electric cars, it's like, I don't have a fast, I don't know how to call it. It's
Fast charger.
a
Like,
fast charger.
You don't have a
cell
home
phone.
charger at
I don't
home.
have a home. No,
Pa-
I have a home charger. It's
No,
on
no,
the
no.
wall and a plug, but I don't have the. I don't
Correct.
have the correct wiring to
Yeah.
make it faster.
You have the
Yeah.
travel
It's
charger,
longer.
which just goes into
I
a
think
regular
just-
outlet.
Yeah,
I-
so like a cell phone.
Yeah, so
And then now the cell phone charger to a vehicle goes slow.
Does-
You
Yes,
get
super
5 miles
slow.
an hour, so
The same way that you schedule everything else in your life,
Schedule your gas.
schedule your.
or just get the home charger. I got the home charger.
but that's your house. You plan on living there for a little.
Not
bit
at all.
longer.
No,
Or
You're gonna
just-
be there for a
Or
little more
just
than a
go
year.
to Marco's house and charge your car.
we
at
have
his
different
house.
types of cars.
Yeah, we have different types. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
Another thing about electric cars, they really suck because they really will get you. Like it can't just be
But-
standard.
But I'll tell you something.
Tell me.
That's the future.
Future. Also, Paulina's a horrible representative for electric cars.
Fuck up. I know. Everybody tells me that. My best friend is always like, "You are not the face of the EV movement."
Mad
Elon Musk.
I know. I'm like,
Yeah, y'all came in real hot today. I'm
Ding, ding,
like,
ding, ding, ding. No, just kidding.
Between Paulina and Esther.
I hate. No, I don't hate.
Boxing glove. No,
I
just
don't
kidding.
understand electric cars sometimes because I'm like, you're supposed to make. I'm helping the environment.
You're a good person.
I'm a good person.
great person.
Green
I'm a
Paris.
I'm a fucking queen. I'm a dream.
Girl.
But you guys keep fucking me over with these cars and the charging.
Girl, you just gotta schedule it at Target.
Okay.
on Paulina.
My
Yeah, the
best friend
Pulaski,
Jason
yeah.
told me that he goes, put it in your calendar every Tuesday at 5 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
You're going to charge at
Yeah, yeah.
Target, whatever. You know what I mean? Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
But I am not the face of the movement. I own that wholeheartedly.
Before you start fighting everybody out here.
You too.
I know.
Both of y'all.
Well, I had
Out
a
here
reason to
I know,
fight.
I know.
I had a reason to fight.
I'm too tired to fight.
No, I had
I
to.
need
I
rest.
told my brother I had to make an example out of this.
Oh.
No, you know what? Remember a couple of weeks ago you asked a question or somebody asked a question, what will your younger self think about your older self or something like that?
was one of our rapid fire.
That's exactly what I thought about when that whole situation went down. Like, because when I was younger, I would have clapped people back. You know what I mean? But not like now. Like now, it's like you do that to me. It's like you're doing that to my younger self. You know, I don't know how to.
I get what you're saying.
But I have to fend for myself. You know what I mean? And not just for myself, but for every community that I'm part of.
Ooh. No, I understand what you're saying.
Okay. No, just kidding.
Okay.
All I know is I need a fast charger.
Paulina, no fighting. But speaking about fighting,
What?
you guys were telling me about what happened this weekend.
Okay, first of all, do you really not watch the news?
I
Do you not have
don't.
social
Give the
media?
background, Paulina. Give the
Listen, I do
background.
hair all the
I
time.
do hair, so I don't know what's going on in the
No,
world.
no,
I feel like
I'm
that's
doing
your
hair,
excuse for a
so
lot of
I
things.
have
No,
no
this is
idea
this is the
about current
thing.
events.
I am constantly working 10 to 8, 10 to 9, right?
Mhm.
So when I'm not working, I'm helping my little brother with his business.
Okay.
And so if I'm not doing that, I'm going to an event
Okay.
to do whatever I gotta do to go support,
Okay.
show love. I never have time to look at the news. I don't even
Do
watch
they got
TV.
TV? I was about to say, do you have TV?
I don't. I don't have no TV.
You
I
got a
own-
big old TV in the shop. What are you making?
I
Bro?
saw two.
Yeah. It was
I
But it
saw
do-
two.
But it doesn't have like
the
Channel
news.
9 or Channel 7 or whatever.
But you're on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram.
I am, and I am on Instagram only, and I didn't see that at all. If I would have seen that, I would have been like, "What the?" I had no clue this happened. But okay, explain what happened.
So I mean, yeah. So I guess from like what we've seen and what everyone's talking about is that there was a group of teenagers. I don't mean a group by like 5. I mean like 300 teenagers.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking a lot.
A lot.
I don't know how they coordinated this because that's really that's a skill right there that
I was just about to say, that's a skill right
I
there.
can't
That
even get
communication,
us
that
4 in a room.
coordinating.
Let's tell the story first, and then we'll.
Okay. So they somehow coordinated this like to go downtown, right? So they all met up downtown, and I mean like prime downtown, like we're talking Michigan and whatever, like
Millennium
all
8
Park.
Mile.
8 Mile.
Magnificent Mile.
There.
Are you okay?
Eminem.
You so, he said
I'm at the magnificent. the magnificent Mile.
So yes, they were in Magnificent Mile. So that's what they were. Magnificent. Now, what they were doing down there, like that's the big, like what everyone's talking about, right? So like, there's a lot of videos. Even that night, there were a lot of videos that were surfacing, right?
But,
and
but
even
why?
today-
Why?
Well, because they were like physically attacking people, pedestrians, pulling people out of cars.
no reason.
No reason. Like I mean, was there ever a reason to really do that?
I don't
to
know.
go and
I
damage
heard
and
something.
hurt people?
There's never a reason to do that to anybody, but I thought I heard something about they didn't get into a theater or something like that.
Again, there's a reason to do that?
No, there isn't.
No,
There-
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm
the-
just
They
saying.
tried to get into the art institute or something. They were like, they tried to break in. From my understanding, from what I'm reading, 'cause I wasn't there. Like they were trying to break into there. That didn't happen. They tried to get into the Millennium Park. Was it? They were turned away.
Yeah, because there's police there. They try to get into Millennium
They
Park.
were like, no, you know what I mean? And like, this is 400 teens. I don't even have 4 friends, and this is 400 teens. I'm so confused. Point is, like, they were there. It was a lot of disruption and destruction. I can't talk today. Where they were like, they assaulted bus drivers, city employees. They damaged a lot of vehicles. They hurt pedestrians. There's videos of them literally like jumping and attacking people walking into their their homes to go into their buildings. Trying to think, they pulled somebody out of a car that's on video. Someone's husband, this woman's husband. I don't know her, but her husband's in the hospital. What else did they do?
They maced a CTA employee
Yes.
out of the bus.
They beat up that girl.
They beat up a girl. They burned a
They did
car.
murder.
They burned a car. They looted the Walgreens on State Street.
Correct.
They like completely looted it. Yeah, they're just causing a ruckus throughout the entire city.
So that was like the big thing.
So my thing is that it's never like you said. So I don't want that to be misconstrued.
No, of course.
But it's never okay to hurt anybody, right? And I think a lot of times, hopefully we don't get canceled for this, but
I think people are like very understanding of like how that's not okay.
But my thing is, it's not okay, you know. And this is why sometimes it upsets me when people say like, there should be no police. Like, you know, they're trying to like ban police, ban this, ban that. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I'm like, you're fucking crazy. Like you're crazy if you think there shouldn't be nobody policing. And they're like, well, the people should police the people. Well, police. You know what I'm saying? Well, come into place and do your what you got to do as somebody in the community. You know, a lot of
Right.
times, I'm not saying at all either that CPD is perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't agree with
And they are not.
everybody on there,
Mm-hmm.
but I do believe that we do need more policing. We do need more, whether it's CPD or whether it's somebody else, whether it's people from their own community, building something so that we can fucking get this shit together. You know what I mean? Also, I know that you had mentioned something about more programs and
No, yeah, because
Right.
it was stated that, oh, the kids are doing this because there's not enough programs for them to keep them entertained and off the streets. And personally, as an after school program provider and educator, I feel like the city of Chicago has a lot of programs and I've seen them all. However, the problem is it's always the same students taking advantage of these opportunities that the city offers.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I think needs to happen, and again, I'm not an expert, this is my opinion. I think what needs to be happen, oh my God, y'all, you're rubbing off on me. I can't talk either. What needs to happen is
we're from Chicago.
look at the programs being offered and look at who's consuming like those opportunities, what students are taking advantage of that, because clearly there is a group of students who are not being reached or who are not taking advantage of those programs. So we need to make some changes in programs. Then we need to see, why are they not consuming it? Something new needs to happen. So it's not about let's put money and make programs. There are programs out
Yeah,
there.
Yes, there are.
But why are certain students, teens, not a part of these programs? We need
Yes.
to reflect back on that. Don't come up and make a new recipe. Like, let's look at the recipe we have
Ooh.
and see like how to modify it. And so it's very disheartening to see that. And two, I do feel like it shouldn't start when they're in high school and just looking to put them in after school programs. I think families need more resources when children are babies from the cradle. Like looking at Head Start programs, a lot of families need more support with their kids and just helping them out so they feel nurtured and loved and they have some kind of environment to embrace them and make them feel a sense of belonging outside of just their home. But like, I feel like
Right.
families need more resources from the cradle.
Yeah.
I feel like it seems like people are like, oh, when they're in high school, let's look for these opportunities. But let's start when they're at home, when they're born, when they're babies. How can we support parents
Yeah,
in that?
and I think I love that phrase. I mean, we've heard it before. It takes a village.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. It takes a village. It goes from the home to the schools to the police to the programs. It's a little bit of everything.
Right.
You know what? To me, it bothers me when people have, like, I talk about these things and I feel like I could talk about it because I involve myself in my community.
That's why I was shocked you didn't see this.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
same.
that's what I'm saying.
Same.
Yeah, I should be more on it as far as being on.
It's okay, you
you know,
learn.
That's all
but
right.
but I am. I'm building relationships with, like, right now. Like, I just jumped into being part of Pilsen, but I'm still gonna leave my still go back to Gage Park, which is where I'm from.
Mhm.
Right.
But we need more of that, because a lot of times, when it really bothers me when I know the people that I know, they don't care. People don't care about it until it really, like, now they're like their place of where they go shop is affected.
Yeah.
Their
Until
place,
it affects them.
their place where they
Yeah.
go
Mhm.
look at art is affected.
Till money's affected,
Yeah,
till their stuff.
Now we all want to be mad about it, but it's like, okay, be part of your community. Like, it's so important. Like, if you want to be the change that you want to see, like they say,
I'm not mad at that.
a lot of times, a lot of these kids will listen to you if you are in their life. I mean, we can't. It's stupid to say that we're gonna go out there in the middle of the whole thing happening, and you're gonna fucking tell them something, and they're gonna listen to you. No,
Exactly.
it
Right.
happens beforehand. It has to happen beforehand,
For
I
sure.
so that
mean-
shit like that doesn't happen. And even when shit like that, I mean, shit's always gonna happen. One of the
Right.
things that my friend did say, I was with my photographer earlier,
Mhm.
and he said this. He said a lot of people are doing it for social media. for the
100%.
for the attention on social media.
Sense of belonging.
And so
Validation.
and that's to tell you then the people that have bigger platforms on social media or have a platform or whatever, use your social media to bring awareness as far as these things come, you know. And so that's my little 2 cents about all that.
Listen, I agree with both of you as somebody who used to do an after school program as well. And it's so funny because after all this happened, and then getting an email that I got yesterday from one of my former students, she emailed me and she's like, "Hey, Miss Paulina, I don't know if podcasting is coming back to the school that I was at for the summer, but she asked me if that was me who's gonna teach it.
I didn't know it was coming back.
I don't know, either it is or she's just assuming it might be, but she asked me if I was gonna teach in the summer. And after seeing what happened over the weekend with the teenagers, I was like, fuck, like, am I not doing my part? You know what I mean? As far as like we said, be the change, right? Like having these classes and teaching kids and getting them off the streets and into the classrooms or like, you know, into these programs and doing these things. So that kind of broke my heart. But the reason I bring that up too is because like you hit it on the head, and I saw, and I think it was one of the activists that I follow on Instagram. They were like, these kids have the opportunities, they have the resources, like they are there. So please stop saying that they're not there, because as people who have worked in this industry and who do this every fucking day, stop saying they're not there. They are there. It's just that these kids don't think it's cool. And in a weird way, I could see why. When we were 15, 16, I didn't think a lot of things were cool. Like, let's be fucking for real. Like, now granted, do I think like that there's also like a little bit of a difference? Yes. Like, my thing too is like, there were, at least like the high school that I went to, there were a lot more stricter rules than what I see today. So I think that these teens are getting away with a lot. I taught at I didn't teach, I'm sorry. I instructed a class. I see what the kids are wearing more like, they dress hotter than I do. And I'm 30 years old. And if I can show my boobs and my belly, all these things. These kids, like, if I dress like that at that school that I went to, which is the school that I'm talking about, I would have been sent home, and we would get sent home for showing shoulders. That wasn't right either. I have a whole take on that, another podcast episode of like the shoulders and like showing your like kneecaps and stuff, and how like that's actually sexualizing girls, in my opinion. But that's another conversation. My thing is like, I'm telling you, like, you would think that these girls are like headed out to Twisted Cantina tonight, to the club.
But again, it's because
there's no, I'm sorry, there's no policies being enforced on a lot of these teens.
Yeah,
like,
no, definitely.
They're on their cell phones. They're screaming in the hallways. They're saying like profanity. They're calling each other horrible names.
And what it is because it's being glamorized. Being disrespectful it's glamorized. And it's being glamorized by people that are so-called influencers. Like, you want to be an influencer, influence our generation.
I get what you're saying.
To acting the right way, to being, man, like caring about other people, you know what I mean? Not just caring about how you fucking look.
Respectfully, I disagree, and I only want to say that. I'll let you jump in a second, but I only disagree because I do think that administration and teachers, I don't want to speak for teachers, I don't want to get canceled, I'm not a teacher, I can't have an opinion, but I think that they have their hands tied. My hot take.
No, when I say influence,
they got their hands tied.
When I say influencers, I'm not talking about teachers. I think I can't put myself.
So you think that, like, I don't know, Kendall Jenner or them going on Instagram being like, guys, don't do this, guys. You think that's gonna work?
Not those influencers. The influencers that are influencing the whoever is doing this.
Okay, so let's just say like artists or something.
So artists,
that they listen
rappers,
to.
yeah.
Okay,
that's what I mean.
I'll give them that.
I think you're you're taking it off like
a whole different route.
Yeah, where I'm going. I'm talking about. Wasn't referring to teachers. I wasn't referring to people that have programs.
No, you weren't. I was.
Well, that's what I'm just saying. I'm just bringing correction to like if that fell through the cracks. I'm talking about people that are influencing people to act crazy like that. You know, like you have your artists.
And they could be buck
exactly.
wild. Yeah.
They could be buck wild. And guess who these kids, teenagers are listening to? Them. And so that's what I'm saying.
You're not wrong.
That was my 2 cents.
And I respect that. And I get what you're saying with that.
All I know is when I was younger, and if a teacher or an adult told my family, my parents, that I called them out of their name or I was acting out, my parents will deal with me. And I would just take a look from my mom. My mom gave me the look and I was shooketh. Shooketh.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think though that has a lot to do with at home, and that's where it starts.
That's the point I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, like we could bring all the Drakes and all the little babies and all the Kendall Jenners and all the teachers and all the superheroes in the world.
Superheroes.
But at the end of the day,
I get it.
Bad Bunny.
the foundation
Yeah.
is the home.
Yeah, but I think you got
I'm not blaming parents.
No, you're-
I'm just saying the foundation is
No,
the home
I
from their babies.
I completely
Because that's true.
completely agree with it.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys are understanding. I said that's why I started off with saying that it takes a village.
No, for sure.
Now, I'm not saying that we're living in this generation, and so I'm not saying that influencers have all the power on these kids.
No, you're just saying
No.
they
I'm
should
s-
put their
I'm
best
saying-
foot forward to help.
I literally said this.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah.
the teachers, the influencers, the police, the community,
The
all of
village.
us here. It takes a village.
Yeah.
Village includes all of these people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying.
no, yeah.
So of course, it starts at the home. You know what I mean? Now, and this is what I tell my because my brother, I used to actually mentor kids for 10 years. So when I was part of the church, I would mentor kids, inner city kids,
Mhm.
for 10 years or 10 to 12 years. I was
Yeah.
doing that. I wasn't getting paid for it, and my brother would say, "Well, I don't even know why you want." Not one of my brothers, not
Okay.
not counterfeit. My other brother, one of my other brothers had said, well, because I would say like, well, you didn't grow up the way they grew up, you know, like we grew up with our mom and our dad, and
Totally.
so that helped us a lot. He's like, well, I know people and they don't act crazy like that or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, but it affects everybody differently, bro. Like I told
I
him,
get
like
that.
it affects everybody differently, and so yes, it starts at home,
Mhm.
but some homes are broken. Some people come from broken homes. Now,
I
you know,
understand.
you come and you've shared about your situation
Yes.
where your dad wasn't in the picture.
Correct.
Thank God, you know, you weren't acting like that. But just because it didn't affect you that way, it doesn't mean it's didn't affect somebody else that same way, different way.
100%.
And so my thing is that yeah, it starts at home, but then at times the homes are broken, and so we have to keep that in mind. That's why
They
I
are.
started off with it takes a village, and I keep repeating it because
Okay, what happens?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? I'm
Uh-huh.
so sorry because we also do have to wrap up shortly. But
uh-huh.
what happens when the village is broken, though?
So, and that's the thing, when there's a lot of shit always happening, especially in a city like ours, right?
Right.
There's other cities that can relate to ours, you know,
Mhm.
like we're nothing new because
Mhm.
there's other cities experiencing what we're experiencing. But when that happens, it always just takes leaders in the community. You know what I'm saying? It always takes those leaders that have a platform. It always takes like those certain police people, people in the police, those certain teachers. There's teachers that take their place in their community. There's people like there's a lot of police that don't want to do
Right.
anything now because of the way society is treating them, and so they're a little bit scared and stuff like that. But still, to this day, there's people from that will come out and still do what they have to do every single day. And that's what to answer your question.
Right.
What do you do when a village is broken? There's always people that will come up. There's always people that will take their place.
To add on to your point and just kind of wrap this up, this is why I feel like students need, I keep saying students, teenagers, babies, children,
Yeah.
they need to be in environments where they see people who look like them in places of leadership.
I agree with that.
They
I
need
agree with
to
that.
not
Yes.
only see their teachers, they need to see people in politics. They need to see people in CEO positions. They need to see people leading these safe spaces, not just people on the sidelines helping. They need to be leading. And students need those people to motivate them and push them and encourage them and hold up a mirror to their face and say, hey, you can literally achieve anything, but you need to do whatever it is possible in yourself
Yeah.
to face that you are worthy, you are valuable, you are capable. That's what needs to happen. We need more leaders who look like these babies.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that completely.
And is that a fix all solution? Hell no.
yeah,
No.
that's
But it's a step.
I agree with that. That's the reality
Yeah.
of things.
And the three of us here too, I think, are like prominent voices in like different ways. but kind of like for the same cause. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you
Yeah.
work with teenagers every day.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I do radio. Like I'm trying to be a voice and example, you know, in media, right? And you're a business owner. You're very heavily involved in your community. You know what I mean? You've always been, you know, and you always want to share that, and you're always very open to doing that too.
Yeah.
And your door is always open for those who want to come by. So I love it. I love that you know, that we all can put our input into this conversation. Just pray for our youth, pray for our city.
Yeah.
You know, I want to have
Yeah.
a safe, good summer. I want everybody to be safe.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody be safe.
Yes, and
Yes.
just spread the love.
Yes.
But awesome. Thank you for tuning in. We didn't get a chance to do rapid fire, so we'll have to save those bad boys for next time.
fine.
You know, we'll get down
We
to
could
it.
make the next episode just all rapid.
So thank you again for listening. Make sure to subscribe and like and all that good stuff. Share with a friend. Follow us on Instagram at Never Too Shy. I'm Paulina.
I'm Tatiana.